Welcome to the Shrink Wrap Show. I'm Pam Hernandez-Kaufman.
And I'm Talia Peak. We're two shrinks bringing you holistic health hacks.
With our 30 years of combined experience in therapy, we share helpful information about common issues that everyone faces.
Then we break down powerful, proven tools you can start using right away to better your life and your relationships.
Let's wrap.
Welcome back to the Shrink Wrap Show. Today we're going to talk about imposter syndrome. Imposter.
We don't know if you've heard this term. We use it a lot in therapy.
Yeah.
But you likely have experienced it whether you know the term or not. Imposter syndrome is that feeling that I'm a fake.
Yep.
I'm a poser.
I felt that way whenever I was an intern as a therapist. I was like, I don't know everything that Pam knows. I want to, but I don't.
Well, and I don't know everything that Pam knows either. Right? Because imposter syndrome can come at any time. It can sort of sneak in and kind of give you that nagging feeling that you are not successful. You don't know what you're talking about. You certainly aren't living what you're telling me to do.
Right.
And what we have to do is remind ourselves that this is a normal feeling to have, but we don't need to hang on to it.
Exactly.
So everybody at some point feels like they're not worthy.
Yep.
They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. And this is above our pay grade.
Yeah.
And so what we want to talk about is, again, the normalcy of this feeling and what it does. And then we want to talk to you about what to do about it.
Right.
Because if we just talk about what it is, that's not so helpful. Well, what it causes is a shutdown.
Yeah.
I mean, it causes us to go into a place of shame, possibly a place of fear where my limbic system gets activated and I go into fight, flight, freeze.
Exactly.
So what it feels like to me is a danger or a threat.
Yeah.
That I am being exposed, that you are looking at me and you are seeing she is such a fake.
She has no idea what's going on, really.
Almost like feeling naked in front of someone. It's just not naked physically, but you're naked emotionally.
Yeah. You probably experienced this if you started in a new job and you see everybody else is working really well at what they're doing.
That's a classic example.
And you're like, I know how to do this, but I can't run the program, or I can't remember a person's name or anything like that. So it feels like you're activating that stress response.
Yeah, you want to escape.
Yeah, you want to escape.
I think that's such a classic example because most of us have been in a situation where we're in the brand new job and other people have been there longer than we have.
Right.
And so they know people. So that's number one. We don't know anybody.
Right.
Like maybe the person that hired us, but we don't see them again. They hired us and now where are they?
HR.
Everyone's walking around and they look efficient.
Right.
They look like they know what they're doing. And so a common response that we have in that kind of scenario is to try to look busy.
Right.
And that is just going to feed the fire of this imposter syndrome, because now I'm pretending that I'm really busy and I'm not doing anything right here. But we don't even sometimes know what the question is to ask to get plugged in. And so sometimes we have to wait this thing out.
Yep.
Test taking scenario.
Yes.
We're in the
Where
test
you freeze
site
up.
and everybody looks like they're, and then the person who finishes in half the time.
I know.
And that imposter syndrome sets in that I should not even be sitting for this exam. Why I'm in this class? Why did I join this program? I can catastrophize the entire scenario to the point where I might walk out of the exam altogether and not finish it.
Or just cry.
Or just cry.
Meltdown.
Yeah. So this anxiety, this depression, this shame, this exposure, this can cause me to just completely shut down.
Right.
And I lose confidence. I want to isolate. I completely want to check out because I feel like I need to hide and protect myself.
Yeah.
I need to get out of here as fast as possible before anybody sees that I know what they know, which is that I'm a fake.
Yeah.
So the other thing that it causes is an unrealistic expectation of achievement and competency.
Yeah.
So I now put myself in a kind of holding myself to a very high standard, an impossible standard.
Yeah.
I should know how to do this already. Why am I so, the S word? I don't like to say stupid. I just did.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
I was thinking stressed, but whatever. Why am I so stressed? That is an S word I don't like, but
why am I so stupid?
That is a bad word in our family.
We don't like that. we don't like that word. Because no one's stupid. All right. But yeah, those kinds of, now I'm feeling like the imposter here. Mm-hmm. And I also am catastrophizing all of my future and creating a goal that is impossible for me to now meet. Mm-hmm. Because I should start shooting on myself.
Yeah, that's not good either.
That's not good either. That's really stinky. So self-doubt, I'm reading all of these words. I start to berate my performance. I now need to overachieve. I self-sabotage. Mm-hmm. Perfectionism now becomes the goal.
Yep.
I feel guilt about my success. I feel fear of failure. I default to overworking, to people-pleasing. I underrate praise. Yeah. So now you pay a compliment to me and that isn't true. Yeah. Why are they saying that? They're playing me. They don't mean it. It's not true. They just want something from me. And so again, I am completely in a fear response mode where I am paranoid.
Yep.
Oftentimes. So, and then I might do something very unhealthy to cope with these really awful feelings that I'm having
because it's
in
so
this
heavy.
imposter syndrome. Yeah, because it feels so strong, so real. And so, yeah, I might drink.
Yeah.
I might blab the whole thing. I might badmouth this new job I got or this person who hired me. And I might actually accidentally say it to someone who can harm my future at that place. So, just all kinds of lack of self-control can happen here because of that. I need to rid myself of this uncomfortable feeling. I need to share it with someone. I want to know that someone else is in the same boat with me.
Right. Yeah.
So one of the healthiest things we can do actually is to talk to someone so they can normalize that feeling for me.
Yeah.
Normalize that, of course, it's your first day, your second day, your third day in the job. How are you going to be knowing people and walking around and knowing what you're doing? It's a learning curve.
Or yeah, that's a 4-hour exam. I was stressed and nervous about it too. And I failed the first time. And hearing those words from other people too is just like
so helpful. Helpful. Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard exam. It's only got this kind of success rate. But hey, take it, see what happens. Yes. And now you'll know what it looks like and how to study better. I tell my people in supervision that exact thing. And so far, most of them have passed on the first round, but not all.
Right.
Not all. Because we're also not all good test takers. But that doesn't mean we're not a smart person or a good person.
Yeah.
You are a horrible test taker.
I'm a horrible test taker.
I didn't know this about you.
Yeah,
We're learning things today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bad at it.
All right. Well, we're going to do some...
I do some de-stressing of the test taking.
We're going to do some trauma treatment with you, some EMDR or brain spotting, so you can have a different thought pattern going into the test.
Yes. Thank you.
And then you're going to use the laughing your way to licensure.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody who's using that is passing.
Right.
All right. We got off track there for a moment.
That's how you de-stress from imposter syndrome.
So healthy strategies, changing my thought.
Yes.
And again, I'm going to fake it till I make it. I'm going to remind myself, all right, I'm not an imposter. I am a smart person. They hired me for a reason. Right. I am capable and I'm in a learning curve.
Yep.
I will get this. I will take this exam. I will do my best. I did study as best I can. Exactly. And I'm now presenting myself. And hey, worst case scenario is
you have to take it over again or you have to find a new job. Hopefully you don't have to.
No.
But
so I use a different label. I lessen the severity, the strength of the words. I'm going to get my body shifted back into my window of tolerance.
Yes.
And we've got a whole podcast on window of tolerance, but basically, right, where we're in this area where we're functioning fine, we're interrelating successfully, and we're not in our place of hyperactivity where we're anxious or hypoactivity where we're depressed.
Mm-hmm.
But we bring ourselves back into this
ready state,
normal state where we have eustress, EUSTRESS, which is more of the norm.
Right.
And and again, I'm going to do that by reminding myself. I'm going to talk to myself.
Right.
I might have to do some breathing, that breathing square, that breathing soup.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to do a grounding exercise. I might need to repeat an affirmation over and over and over. I might need to change venues and just enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah.
Get some air, get some sun, get some light. I might need to listen to something soothing, smell something soothing, eat something soothing. I don't want to overeat, but
might need a massage.
I might need a massage. I might just need to treat myself like I'm worthy of caring for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I might need to use some thought stopping or some thought distancing strategies that we talk about in our thought distancing podcast. I might need to just phone a friend.
Yep.
And so we call this the bestie strategy.
Yes.
And that I imagine, what would I say to a best friend if they were experiencing or saying to themselves what I'm saying to myself?
Right.
And I would be kind to them. And I would tell them, you're awesome. You're normal. They're lucky to have you.
Yeah.
You're going to do a great job. You're such a great therapist and all of those things. And so I treat myself that same way. And the Q-tip method, right?
The Q-tip method.
Yes.
Don't stick it in your ear.
Quit taking it personally.
It's not about you.
Quit taking it personally. So get a Q-tip handy and have that right there and take a look at it and remind yourself, this is not about me. I am not an imposter.
You're not a Q-tip.
You're not a Q-tip either. Yeah.
Quit taking it personally.
So imposter syndrome, listen, it's real. It happens. We all have it at some point or another.
Yeah.
It causes some anxiety, some depression, some shutting down, all kinds of things that are not helpful. And now you've got a couple of tools to use when it happens to you.
Yes.
And you try and see what works for you and put that in your self-care toolbox.
Put it in the toolbox, in the belt.
And keep it in there. So thanks for joining us today.
We're so glad you joined us today on the Shrink Wrap Show.
If you enjoyed this episode or found it helpful, remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and share the show with people you care about.
Also, your feedback is valuable, so leave a comment, question, or suggestion, and we'll see you next time
On the Shrink Wrap Show.